topic would be, have you lost your flavor? That all comes from each one of each one. Can y'all all hear me? So we're going to read our key verse in Luke. Can everybody have it? St. Luke, the 14th chapter. 14. We're going to ask you to read chapter 14, verses 21 to 23. We all can read that out loud together, and we go from there. Everybody have the Bible? You have it. You can read St. Luke, 14, chapter 21st, verse 20. Everybody don't have it. Somebody want to read out loud? St. Luke, chapter 14, 21st, verse 23.
So that servant came, showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to the servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city. Bring hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
Can you also read verses 34 and 35?
Salt is good, but if the salt has lost the savor, wherewith shall it be seasoned? It is neither fit for the land, nor yet for the dunghill, but may cast it out. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Thank you, man. Walker, like the Lord, here's a humble heart, Lord. We come to thank you, Lord, for this day, Lord. Thank you for your word. When it transpire, Lord, shut me down. Let me only be a vessel. Lord, thus say, Lord, don't use me, Lord, like you never used me before. Touch me, Lord, move. Lord, let the people know that we need to reach more souls to come to Christ, Lord. And bless this prayer represented here, Lord, that we go to higher heights and deeper depths. In Jesus' name, somebody say amen.
Amen.
There's more than enough. I look at the people of God, all of us, we're being tight with Jesus, we're being stingy with God. And what I mean by being stingy, that we're holding back, we're not telling people about our Savior, we're not telling people about Christ, we're not talking to people about Jesus no more, we're not really stepping out like we ought to be stepping out. And we get stingy. Anybody ever be stingy with something like, I don't want to give it up, because like, give it up, what's going to be for me? It's like, sometimes we randomly got some food, but we don't got to get it before it's all gone. But then when I look at God says he's more than enough to supply all you need. So you don't have to be stingy with it. We ought to be reaching out and talking to people and telling them about the goodness of the Lord. And we, as people of God, are holding back more. We come to church, we have church, but we don't go out and tell nobody about Jesus. And the reason that we don't go out and tell about Jesus, we might be going through a trial or tribulation in our own life, and we say, well, God, how am I going through this? And I serve you, but I don't want people to see me going through this. But if the people see you going through, they're going to see you come out. And if the people see you going through and see that you keep it in a good mind, you're not losing your mind, you're not falling back, that means you're not falling away from the wayside, you know that something's keeping you. But we're not talking about what's keeping us. We're just talking about what's holding us down. We just talking about what's holding us down. We're not talking about the Savior that's keeping us and holding us to go forward. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the tribulation of not having enough money, not having sickness in our body, having pain. We dwelling on that so much that we forget about, I might be sick in my body, but God is still keeping me. We forgot about that I might not have enough money to pay my bills, but my bills are still being paid. I'm not getting foreclosed on. I'm not getting kicked out. My cell phone still got some minutes on it. I can still speak to somebody. If I got 1 minute left, I can text somebody. Let them know my minutes are free after 7. I'll call you after 7 because I can text you because I still got that. But you don't look at if God is giving you certain things. We just want to look at, I'm going through. And how can I tell anybody about a Savior and I'm going through like this? Well, look at it like this. You're going through. God is keeping you. And if you don't want to go through, you get stingy. See, God said, don't be stingy because I got more than enough. Because when I'm talking about more than enough, I'm talking about we get so much food. I know we got food left over, like always, every year. And I'm talking about when God got so much for you, that if you start telling other people about Jesus and getting them to come in, compel them to come in, it's going to be more released to you. Because God has to release more to you because you're bringing more to Him. And the more you bring to God, more God's going to release to you. And so when you get stingy to the point that when you get paid on Friday, that you act like you don't know nobody because you got paid. And I know some people act like that. When you get paid, you act like you don't know nobody. People know when you get paid because in your pocket. And you want to hold on to it, but you know you got to pay your cell phone bill, your gas bill, your electric, after you're paying things. And you don't want nobody to know you got paid because you don't want to help nobody. You don't want to stretch out to nobody, but people don't know when I get paid because I act the same all the time. And we need to realize that every day with Jesus is payday. And every day with Jesus, we want to go forward with Christ. And if you keep on looking at today, it's payday with Jesus. So I got life, health, and strength in my body, so I ought to tell somebody about the goodness of the Lord. I ain't got to wait till I go to work to tell them about Jesus. I got to go on the trolley. I go to the trolley and tell them, do you know my Savior? If you go to a Jehovah's Witness hall, you have not just walked in the door. Somebody put you outside. They put you around the corner. They put you at 30th Street Train Station and said, here, can I give you something to read? And it's our job to start giving people something to read. And we don't want to give them a watchtower, but we want to give them something about Jesus. Amen. And let them know that it's more than enough to go around. And we can't hold back nobody. Can y'all hear me? Because I can't hear myself. And sometimes we hold back to the point that we hold back our own blessings. Because we've been reaching out to certain people. We've never reached out to certain people. And don't you realize it's like a networking game with Jesus. When you start bringing people in, they will release your blessings. Sometimes when you bring one person to your job, and you say, well, how did that person get elevated past me? And you say, well, that don't seem right. And God said, you don't have to be right because I got favor in my house. And you bring them to me and I'll do the work. And we don't want to bring nobody, and we don't want to lose our place for God. But God said, you ain't going to lose your place. You just got to realize who I am. I got more than enough to take care of you. So you looking at, if I bring my brother in, he might take my place. If I bring my sister in, she might take my place. But God said, no, you are somebody to me. You ain't got to worry about nobody taking your place because I got so much to go around that I can take care of you and them. But if you bring the person in like God has told you to do, and they go past you, don't you realize as they go higher, you're going higher too because you brought them to Christ. And if you stay in tune with the Spirit and let God lead you and guide you, we don't want to bring people in, but it's time to get the cards. If we have any business cards, I don't have any business cards, but it's time to have the cards and start telling the people that my church is going somewhere. They say, where are y'all at? I'm on 40th and Lancaster. I'm on 57th and Christian. And I'm on Bridge Street. And you start telling people where I'm at. I'm saying I'm going to Jehovah's Witnesses has got a strategy. They don't go nowhere more than 5 miles past their hall is here, 5 miles perimeter. They're going to get all the people in that area to come to their hall. You know why? Because we ain't stepping on nobody else's territory. And that's how we got to be. We got to be wise. We got to go on our territory. We want to go all over taking people other territory. Let's go on our own territory. Let's go right down the street and say, look, Jesus is on Drexel University. And say, look, come on over to trueyokefellow. We don't want to do that because we were so stuck on so many rules. I can't go and talk to people looking like this way. Look, God just wants to look at your heart. He wants to see you go forward. It's time to step outside of the dress code and look more for the whole souls in people. And it's time to start reaching. So people say each one reach one. You can't reach them unless you start reaching. Amen. And I can't reach you unless I reach. Amen. I can't touch you unless I reach. But we don't want to touch nobody, but we're scared. We're scared of what's going to come out of this touch. Anybody ever get scared about something? Like, oh, I don't want to get close to that. You know, when I was kids, you know, I know everybody don't celebrate stuff, but when we were kids, we celebrate Halloween. You get scared to get close to certain things, and stuff gonna pop out. You know, stuff gonna pop out, you're scared. But God said, you ain't gotta be scared of me. Some people don't talk about things we don't celebrate it, but don't mean you never did it. I did it when I was a kid. And I got scared about touching certain things. And certain things to this point to this day, you'll get touched by fire and get burnt, you never get burnt again. You got so scared, you never touched it again. And sometimes we as people of God, we gotta stop being scared to reach out to the people on the street. You're scared that you're going to get burnt by these people. The only thing I do is reach out and bring them in. God said, I'll feed them. You just bring them in. The scripture here, Luke said that I prepared the table for them. I got the food prepared for them. You just got to go out and get them. So it's not your job to preach to them. It's your job to bring them into the house. And when you get into the house, it's the job of the preacher to preach to them. The food is prepared. We just got to bring them in. It's free food in the house of God. I'm not talking about extra, I'm talking about spiritual food. But we don't want to look at it like that. Everybody said, oh, I'm so tired. I ate my grits, I ate my eggs. I can't